On April 4th, 2025, I visited the William McKinley Presidential Library and Museum in Canton, Ohio. It's a small exhibit located in a single large room, but if you're into presidential history, don't be quick to click out yet. It was a slow day here, so the docent on duty was excited to have someone stop by, and I got an impromptu tour and special access to video the display. So let's go check it out.
Okay, now there was a big mansion in Canton, the Harder Mansion. George D. Harder, one of Canton's first editors, made his fortune with banking. These giant doors and archways come from the Harder Mansion. These weren't the biggest doors, these were the middle-sized doors. That beautiful marble fireplace was in the main drawing room. They had a two-story library. We had up a lot of the bookcases. Now, the reason I'm talking about the Harders, they were such a prominent family back in their day. 7 presidents have passed through these doors when they were in the mansion and stood in front of that fireplace. Goes all the way back to President Ulysses S. Grant, from Ohio, President James Garfield, President Rufus B. Hayes, President Chester Arthur. McKinley often passed through these doors when he went to the mansion for dinner. After McKinley was assassinated, the new president, Teddy Roosevelt, came to Canton for his funeral. For a day and a half, the Harder Mansion was the temporary White House. Teddy had to take in this very doorway. Then Buffalo Bill brought his famous Wild West show to Canton. All the time the show was performing, Buffalo Bill and Annie Oakley stayed in the mansion. Sitting Bull, the Indian chief, pitched a teepee in the Harder's used backyard. Later, Buffalo Bill persuaded Geronimo to join his Wild West show. Can't get any more authentic than that. And if you'd want to stand in the doorway, I'll take a picture. How often do you get to stand where?
No, that's okay.
Okay. So there's so many special things to see. Most of the things you see belong to President McKinley or members of his family. So you'll have a lot of interesting things to photograph. So very good. And ever watch Pawn Stars, the TV show?
Yes.
Okay, now you're going to see Ida's Diamond Era, which we bought from Pawn Stars. Now, when Rick bought it, he was going to sell it for $85,000. When we contacted him and he found out who we were, he said, I don't need to make a profit. You should come back here to Canton. So I'll tell you what I paid, $42,000. 400 people donated funds to help us buy it.
Oh my goodness.
And that's an interesting story.
Just
Okay.
happened to walk in.
Okay, now, we have had a McKinley High School in Canton since 1917. But our McKinley High School wasn't named after our 25th president, named after her sister Ann. There's her photo, Ann McKinley doll. She was such a beloved teacher and principal. When they built that new school, they named it for her. A great honor. Only McKinley High School in the country not named after our 25th president. Mm-hmm. And get this, when it opened, it had 2 giant indoor swimming pools, 2 gymnasiums, because back then, girls and boys weren't allowed to swim in the same pool or play in the same gym. Interesting. And one thing special I got to show you, okay? Now, I'd love to take a picture of this. Now, I'm going to show you our President McKinley's cane. And then, now, grab it and look at the inscription. Interesting enough. Okay, you're going to have to check this out too. Did Patrick Henry have a son?
Patrick Henry?
Yeah. I don't know because, you know, Patrick Henry, his name's on the cane here in Sergeant Jasper. And a lot of people take pictures of this. That is so cool.
Yeah. Picture of it.
Yes.
Okay, I don't have my glasses, so tell me the names again.
Sergeant Jasper and Patrick Henry.
And they're the ones who gave him this cane. Okay. Okay, thank you.
Okay. Okay, now, looks like a coat of arms, but it isn't. What it is a way to display McKinley's ranks and medals with the service in the Civil War. And interesting enough, now, I think somewhere we have this, but that is so cool. What a novel way of displaying. In fact, there's nobody here. Want to take a picture of it?
Sure.
Here, come back here, okay? And then we'll let you wait to see how neat that is.
Oh, wow, it is neat.
See, the neat thing is you can blow that up wherever you want. $1,000.
Oh, my goodness.
Now that picture of Abraham Lincoln, favorite picture of Lincoln, used to hang in his office. So we have so many special things. Here,
You do.
here I better. Have you been up to the memorial again?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Now get this. Total cost, when it was completed in 1907, was about $600,000. Most of the money came from school children donated pennies. That was a big thing. And William McKinley is the only president that actually had an opera based on his life. In fact, about 7, 8 years ago, they performed it in Buffalo, New York. I like that. So, have you been up to the top yet, the memorial?
No.
Okay, now, when I was a kid, there was the reflecting pond, and there's a pretty good picture. Now, interesting enough, they actually got rid of it in 1951, drained it, filled with dirt. But when you go up to the memorial, last year, some other people donated funds, and they have recreated the outline of the long water. Very impressive. That's it. And here, let me show you. Now I'm going to show you a really good picture of the long water. People actually take pictures of this. Now this was actually taken not long after the monument was built, because when I was a kid, the big trees were on either side there. Isn't that neat?